Alright, welcome back, folks. We are, just doing a little more trolling here at the new Ladoga map. Have actually been trolling. I did a full day here, and this is what we caught. So we can go through this while we're waiting on the first bite. What time of day is it? It's like 18:27. So we'll probably just finish this day once it gets to be evening. By the way, I did, fish straight through the evening here. You can, in fact, continue to catch Xander. So you will still get some Xander in the evening, which is nice. And, yeah, let's look at what we've caught, and then I will focus in a little bit more on what lures we're using, hook sizes and all that. If we don't get to the hook sizes and everything until fishing time is over, that's fine too. I don't know how active this is going to be here at the end. Sometimes at the end of the day it's fairly active. So this is, at this point I fished for a full day through the night and then came back. Boat ticket was about to end anyway, so I just went and got a couple new boat tickets and then came back out here and started recording immediately. So I mean, I knew I was wanting to do a fairly short video. I don't like doing long videos where all I'm doing is trolling. So I knew it was going to be a shorter video. I was hoping sort of as we press towards the evening we'd have a pretty active bite rate. You see a couple fish, which has already happened. I mean, honestly, not always like this active, I would say. Right now it seems to be especially active, but steady throughout the day, which is nice. And if you fished here before, as you know, a lot of the fish here end up being pretty decent fish. I mean, pretty decent XP, even for the smaller ones. Pretty decent silver. It always, hurts when you spend that 100 silver to get the boat ticket, but then you end up realizing that it's not that hard to make a decent amount of silver as long as it's pretty active. So, all right, Ladoga salmon, nothing big, 4.1 down to 1, but a pretty active bite rate. So, presumably you could get lucky on a nice salmon. Lake trout, very few. Perch, a few more than this, but that was the only decent one that I decided to keep. Pike, a lot of pike. So always that chance you could lose a lure. If you're using the big fluorocarbon leaders, it probably won't happen very often, but there's always that chance. One big ripus. Definitely seeing some smelt and Vindus come in. And then Xander. A lot of Xander, although the Xander kind of coming in waves. Like I would catch 2 or 3 Xander in a row and then not catch any for a while. And then, hit a couple Xander at night. But I feel like the Xander are pretty good. And some of the larger fish species for their size has been Xander. So some good Xander is what I'm saying. Oh, and by the way, I guess I haven't said where I've been trolling is basically this whole white area here. So it's kind of in between 2 deeper holes, about halfway through B3 down to the end of D3. And if you want more information about different lures and different spots to fish, there are plenty of good posts on VK, but this one here by, I guess it's Gray Black. Anyway, very good post. If you didn't see this one from earlier today, highlights a couple of different spots, several different lures, and then, kind of where he caught trophies. Looks like it was pike and Xander. But Anyway, I thought that was a really good, informative post. Alright, so I have been switching out what's on my third rod pretty frequently. I've mostly just been going with different sort of smaller wobblers and such. Try this guy for a little bit maybe. What I'm basically just wanting to avoid the big fish on the third rod. It just depends on what your gear is like and how willing you are to get into that situation where you're holding the third rod, chasing a fish down, then getting fish on the other two rods because, the sturgeon hit your third rod or whatever. And so I've just kind of put small stuff on the middle rod and really have only caught small stuff on it. So, but next, I guess next fish we catch, I'll kind of show you the other two lures we have been using. One of them's a balsa, and then one of them is the deep minnow lure, which I think I used one or both of them last time I did this as well. I mean, there's like, 3 or 4 or 5 lures right now that it feels like most people are kind of rotating between. Let's turn the boat just a little bit so we're heading a little bit north from here. Somebody's got a fish on. I bet it's this one. Yeah. Something small. Alright, so let's look at this lure. This is obviously one of the balsa cranks. Another fat perch. Alright, so this is the 80F001. And I do have a couple of Rage Treble 2/0 hooks on there. And then this is the one that's not handmade, so you can buy this one from the store. Another perch. And this is the Deep Runner Minnow 12S009. Also using 2/0 hooks on this one as well. So that's what we've been fishing with. And the only other one I've used is the the 110 F006. I use that some too. Honestly, all of them to me seem to be about performing the same. Any of those three, they're all doing fine, all catching decent zander, and then like occasional Ladoga salmon for the most part. Alright, we're getting here at the end of the evening, so if we're going to have a nice fish, it'll be soon. I was hoping we'd at least hit one more decent one. We have just hit some perch here lately. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I haven't really tried any spoons. I've really only been using the wobblers, getting a little depth. But it hasn't been bad. Oh, there, finally we hit something. Uh-oh, which one did we hit it on? Is it both at the same time? Alright, I'm just going to stop the trolling motor for a second. This isn't that big. Alright, we're going to go down the lower gear ratio and just pull this sucker straight in. I love this Cardinal S. Ratchet down the gear. And just pull the fish straight into the boat. It had pulled some line out. There it is. Good, we got to see a good one. I actually have not had Atlantic salmon, so that's awesome. That is really cool. I was wishing there had been some more Atlantic salmon. I just haven't seen them. This is also a decent fish. Not quite as big as the last one, but it's funny how they both just nailed it at the same time. Pike. So many pike out here. Which is odd, but that is the reality of the situation. Alright, we'll go just a little bit farther. So that's a nice Atlantic salmon. Is that the largest fish of the day? It's gotta be, right? Yeah, by a long ways. So we've had some good fish, consistent bite, but we hadn't had those like big boys mixed in like that. Is that another pike? No, it's a zander. Yeah, it is nighttime, isn't it? I just kind of like that you can just sort of keep trolling at night. I mean, it does slow down, but it's not, you know, it's not useless. I mean, you are still catching some fish, so it's kind of fun. I don't know if we'll get another one while we're recording or not, but we'll give it a minute here. It is nighttime. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the spot that I typically turn around at anyway. That was a pretty salmon. Was that really the first one? Yeah, that's amazing. Like a day and a half of fishing out here, and that's the first one. All right. So let's go see what our fish are worth. I'll be right back. Yeah, I really enjoy trolling the new area. To make it worthwhile, though, I feel like you need to, do it for like 2 or 3 days in a row. Hit a couple nice sized fish, then not having to pay travel costs going back and forth, and you're getting the full value out of those boat tickets. I tend to just want to come here for like a day or so, which is fine. You still make silver, you just don't make quite as much profit. But it is just enjoyable to me. Okay, so if I would have kept all the perch, this is a good lesson. Like, I was never going to fill up my keep net, so I should have just kept everything until checking the cafe. Now that is a really easy 70 silver right there. Really easy, and you certainly would have a chance at this one. I just happened to not hit it. I still want to figure out either some bottom fishing or some float fishing here. I haven't experimented with that at all. It's probably fun. I just haven't done it yet. All right, so we're already at 70. Ooh, so good. That is just so good. It just adds up. All those fish adds up. That's a lot of silver that we just got. Big profit there, even with the boat tickets. Really nice. I haven't yet come here and fished and not made decent profit, but it still stings when you purchase that $100 boat ticket. But anyway, I like it, and I like that Atlantic salmon. Okay, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. I'm going to do a leveling video next because I haven't had a chance to do one yet today, so we'll work on that. If I still have energy and have time later, I will probably do some carp fishing at Amber and maybe do a short video on that. We'll see how it goes, though. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. It was very fun to hang out with folks in stream yesterday. Hopefully we can do that again sometime soon. Tight lines.